This week on Living the Dream, Jimmy and Louisa are back in beautiful El Salvador.
All right, fish on. All right, this feels better.
Look at the teeth on that cubera. Very nice. First fish of the morning. Getting him up some. He's rubbing against the rock. This line is going to be so tore up. We're out at Casa del Golfo here in El Salvador, and the fish just keep coming in.
And later, Jimmy and Louisa cruise down the coast, taking the adventure out of the water and into the jungle.
Look at that thing go! Oh my gosh! Nice! Woo-hoo-hoo! There he goes! That's the biggest rooster fish I've ever seen, Louisa!
Oh my God!
Woo-hoo-hoo! My gosh, guys! Well done! Woo-hoo! All right! Woo! Yeah, boy! That's a kingfish right there! Oh my gosh!
This week on Living the Dream, we're back in El Salvador. Captain Jimmy and Louisa have their sights set on catching some delicious cubera for dinner tonight. As the boat trolls east of their hotel, Casa del Golfo, the crew prepare the lines. Today, they're using finger mullet as bait, which is very tempting for the hungry cubera. Jimmy fills the grizzly cooler with ice, the future home of their dinner.
So what I'm doing here is I'm just tying a double uni knot from my braid to my main line, which is actually going to be a 100-pound Palomar fluorocarbon leader. And the reason we're using heavier leader is because we're out over a bunch of rocks, and there are huge cuberas in here as well as small ones. So we want to have something that can hold a big fish. So we have 80-pound braid to a 100-pound Palomar fluorocarbon leader. That double uni knot's not going to come out. It's a little windy out here right now. That's why we're inshore. We planned on going out offshore today. We have a cooler full of ballyhoo, but it's rocking out there. We're going to try to get offshore tomorrow. In the meantime, we might pick up some roosters and cuberas.
It's a snapper or something.
Nice.
So,
there you go,
yes,
Louisa. Oh, cubera.
Cubera, like
Look
you
at
want it.
that. Take a little dinner here, huh? Check out your fish, Louisa. Look at the teeth on that cubera. Very nice. First fish of the morning. Good job.
Thank you.
You want to bring this one home and eat it tonight, or what you want to do with it?
I think we can, yeah.
All right.
Casa del Golfo can prepare it for us.
Heck yeah.
Nice. All right, I just got this cubera snapper right here. About to throw him in the cooler. I'm gonna bring him to Casa del Golfo so they can cook it for us.
It's our bait right there. We're using mullet. These little finger mullet are excellent. Louisa just got a pretty nice cubera that we're gonna have for dinner tonight. I'm hoping to get a couple more.
All right, fish on. All right, this feels better.
There you go.
This feels pretty nice, actually. Woo! Oh, yes.
Wow,
It's another
nice.
cubera.
Another
Oh, no, it's a bar snapper. Or no, it's a cubera. Let's see, let's see.
Oh yeah. There you go. Good job, Louisa. Got another
Definitely
nice one, huh?
A lot bigger than the last one. It's getting better,
I'm
guys.
gonna stick them right here on the cooler. Nice fish. We're gonna be eating very well tonight. All right, there's another nice cubera caught by Louisa. And this is one of the most common fish they have here at Casa del Golfo. They get them right out in front of the resort, all up and down these rocks here. They have a lot of other snapper, but for some reason, they just have a huge abundance of these cuberas. And they're pretty tasty, huh?
Oh yes, we're gonna take this one home too.
There you go, Louisa. Well done. We've had quite a few of them hit and just beat up the baits and get off, but she's been able to land a few. I've been missing mine.
Very nice one. Going in.
Living the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson is made possible by Salt Life. Live salty. Grizzly Coolers, envisioned, engineered, and perfected for performance. Decant, never compromise, demand the best. And by Plantation on Crystal River, the place to stay and play along Florida's nature coast. The sun is just now waking up. Flowing waves are beckoning the shore to follow. The shoreline is quiet, but we'll soon join in on the frolicking nature El Salvador has to give. Casa del Golfo sits nestled among the beautiful towering coconut trees in lush nature. A black iguana rests on a man-made barrier wall, while pigeons perched on a stone table seek out morsels of food. The sea life busies itself scavenging for food, while a flock of pelicans scope the water from the air. The palm tree-laden passageway to Casa del Golfo leads to several pools where one may lounge, lap, or lean on one of the tiki huts just beside the clear waters. Inside, the beds are comfortable, filled with plushy, plump pillows for the perfect night's rest. Every room is spacious with an amazing view to the outside. When exiting your room, the sight excites all of the senses. It is truly beautiful. Maybe you're the more exercising type and are looking for a way to flex your surfing muscles. Casa del Golfo has some beautiful surf breaks right in front of the resort that are great for beginners and experienced surfers. Casa del Golfo in El Salvador offers up another adventurous day. Visit hotelcasadelgolfo.com. Back on the water, Jimmy and Louisa continue to pull in some cubera snapper.
That's a big fish. That's a big fish against a rock. I feel it rubbing. Yeah, but there's a fish on the other end of that rock. I'm gonna be in your line in a second. This might be a giant cubera. He's already down in the rocks. I can feel him rubbing. Ugh. I'm getting him up some. He's rubbing against the rock. This line is gonna be so tore up. The fish is coming up. He's on the surface. Another cubera. I'm all tangled in this line. Oh, that line pulled me off.
Oh.
I just de-hooked myself with the other line. You see the size of that cubera? That was the biggest one yet. Wow, the Palomar leader made it through all those rocks. It got frayed up and it held up right to the very end. The other line just clipped it a little. So what I'm doing now is I'm retying the line because that line was all frayed up. That 100-pound Palomar was in and out of the rocks, all the way up and down, and it was scraped up. And somehow the line did not break. But when it's all messed up like that, you want to fix it when you bring it back up. There he is. All right. Woo. Man, right after that other Cubera came off, this one hooked up. Wasn't long at all. It's another Cubera. Another nice one. Look at this. Wow. There we go. Thank you. Dump them on the deck. Dump them on the, yeah, thank you. First time I've ever netted a Cubera. That was pretty cool. They said he ain't going back. All right. Another Cubera. No shortage of these guys out here. And they said, Jimmy, one more. So I guess we're bringing one more home before I get to start releasing these guys. They seem to be everywhere this trip. We always run into a lot of them, and they are very tasty. They're actually the largest snapper out there. They grow larger than most grouper, actually. Real pretty one. You can see they're not huge fish. You want a little measure on them. Look at him trying to snap me. If you look at his tail back here, you can see where his tail is. Only about a 23.5-inch fish. Not a real big one, but that's the perfect size to eat. Probably about 7 pounds or so, maybe 8 pounds. Pretty dense fish. But we're out at Casa del Golfo here in El Salvador, and the fish just keep coming in. We were supposed to be offshore, and we decided to go anyways. Even though it was windy, you're just staying in close by the rocks, and the Cuberas are everywhere. All right, so I'm gonna clean up some of our dinner. We're gonna fillet the 2 larger ones, like I'm doing here, and we're actually gonna eat the smallest one whole with the entire crew tonight over at Casa del Golfo. There's your fillet. There is a bunch of them down there this size. They are everywhere. The wind's really picking up inshore now, so it's a great time to clean the fish, start heading back in early. Didn't take long to get plenty for dinner. Okay, here comes the fillet. Good looking fillet on that one. Snapper's one of my favorite fish to eat. They're just so good, no matter what snapper it is. There's none out there that I don't like. All right, so this one's gonna be done a little bit different. We're going to scale this one. Makes a bigger mess on the boat. I hate to do this blowing into the wind like this, but you get all these scales off. So we're gonna cook this one whole. After we scale it, we'll gut it. Show you how to do that. The scales come off fairly quickly. Just want to make sure you get every one of them off because you eat the skin and everything when you cook them this way. In case you want to eat the cheeks as well, because the head's going to be on there, it's a lot better to scale the cheeks. I know a lot of people don't scale the cheeks because they don't think about that until it's too late and it's sitting on the table. What you do after you scale them is you gut them. Go straight down all the way. Get it all out. You don't want any of that stuff in there. All I'm doing now is just trying to get the stomach lining out and just those last few things. I'm actually going to get rid of these fins because I'm not going to eat them anyway. When we're about to cook it, we're actually going to cut some lines here like this and put the seasoning on it and mix it in. You do that on both sides. We'll just deep fry that thing whole tonight. Make sure all those scales are off the head. So we have a couple that we're just going to do with the fillet, and then we're going to do this one whole. It's going to be a good night tonight at Casa del Golfo.
By the time Captain Jimmy and Louisa make it back to shore, Casa del Golfo is already bathed in the golden light of a beautiful sunset. The chefs have prepared a feast from the fish caught today. Hard work pays off. With tomorrow being their last day in El Salvador, Jimmy and Louisa prepare for a jungle adventure in search for monkeys. Another beautiful morning at the luxurious Casa del Golfo in El Salvador. Equipped with their handy Grizzly drifter, Jimmy and Louisa are off to an adventurous day. This particular morning will be filled to the brim with nature and wildlife. Crabs, birds, and monkeys dead ahead. First off, Crab Island.
All right, so today we're here in Jiquilista Bay in El Salvador. This is a tour offered by Casa del Golfo. It's a beautiful place. You get to connect with nature, see wildlife, little crabs. We saw some red ones, some white ones as well. This is also the place that you can find the last surviving troop of monkeys in El Salvador. So we're gonna go ahead and check them out later, and I'll keep you guys posted.
Off to the races with our first little buddy. It appears he has some breakfast. A little camera shy, eh? Looks like somebody's trying to rally the troops. Walking seashells are always fun. And back to this little fella, who seems to have stirred up a crab's nest. What's this little guy looking for? Must have left his keys in the couch. Oh well, time to move on. The alluring islands of El Salvador are on full display as Jimmy and Louisa head to their next destination. Local farm workers work the docks with skill and good old-fashioned know-how. An old shrimper's boat sets the stage for the birds that soon fly by, most assuredly guiding Jimmy and Louisa to the troop of monkeys. Looks like there are plenty of hungry monkeys eager to make acquaintances with Jimmy and Louisa.
Look at this here, guys. This is one of the monkeys that are coming for the bananas. This is Poncho. He's perfectly capable of going up in the tree and getting his own banana, but he wants me to give him one, so we got quite a few of them around here. They've named this one. It's really friendly.
It seems the monkeys have decided Jimmy and Louisa are safe enough to get a closer look.
She's super friendly.
Hey, give me that camera.
Look how many we can see up here. They're all spider monkeys. We're here at Jiquilista Bay and we're checking out the spider monkeys. So this is the last surviving troop of monkeys here in El Salvador, and there's about 50 of them. There's a lot of them right here on the street behind me.
Oh yeah, Take it all in, humans.
All right, guys, so one of the neat things about this place is they don't allow you to feed the monkeys anymore, which is really cool because that way they're not getting anything unnatural. They don't need us to hand them bananas or papayas or mangoes or anything else that are in any of these trees. They can go and grab them themselves. So right now we're just kind of walking through these little banana jungles and stuff out here, checking the monkeys out, and they seem to be really chill, just kind of watching us, waiting for a handout, but we're not giving them one. Like this guy right behind me. He's just been so chill. I'm worthless to him without any food. Probably a little frustrated that I don't have anything to give him.
You put a dime in, you gotta let the whole song play out. All right, let's show off some acrobatic skills to the humans and maybe, just maybe, they'll show us a path to the bananas. Anything yet? Nope. Oh well, it was worth a try.
And this is one of the many tours that you can do at Casa del Golfo here in El Salvador. And then we're wrapping up our trip with these really neat monkeys that are just hanging out right behind us.
This is pretty good. Another well-spent day in gorgeous El Salvador. One last sunset ushers Jimmy and Louisa back to Casa del Golfo for rest and relaxation. For more fishing and diving action, follow Jimmy on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok at Captain Jimmy Nelson.